Today, I was laid off at Amazon. I am one of the 14,000 employees impacted.
Today, I read an article that more than 946,000 jobs have been cut this year, more than we have experienced since 2020.
That's a lot of jobs, man. That's a lot of people that's going to be out of work. Like, that's crazy. People going to be starving. Listen, winter is here. The apocalypse is here. And the reason why a lot of these people are laying off jobs, these companies, is because of AI. They don't need you to come in anymore. They don't need you to show up and clock in. They got AI to do all that. These companies are downsizing because they found another way. You know, it used to be the immigrants. It used to be, people come from different countries and they pay a lower wage. Now they're just saying, listen, we don't need none of y'all. We just gonna use AI and use artificial intelligence and these different things so we don't have to pay a human.
If you guys want to take away abortion rights, if you want to tell us that we can't take painkillers while pregnant because it causes autism, if you want to take all this shit away, take away my right to work. Take away my fucking right to have a fucking job. I don't want to work. I don't want to work.
They drunk the Kool-Aid, man. I told you guys, these women, they're going to come back to the table and they're going to be like, yo, I don't want to work. I'm willing to do whatever. I'll make sandwiches. I'll give BJs. I'll do whatever you want. As long as I don't got to go to work. They're going to be knocking on your door. Like, it's going to be a lot of sister wives, a lot of women who are going to be like, yo, I don't mind sharing a man.
Okay? I don't care about women's suffrage, frankly, after everything else. Okay, I don't mean it like that. You guys get what I'm saying. If you're gonna take away anything, take away my right to work! I will gladly sit at home and make a fucking sandwich if it means I don't have to go outside in this public hellhole ever.
They had that option, though. That's the crazy thing. These women, they had the opportunity, but they went with feminism. They said, okay, I want to get a job, which is fine. I want to get a degree. I want to do my own thing. I don't want to need a man. And then when life starts getting hard, when life starts lifing, and you got to pay taxes, and you got to pay rent, and you got to do all these different things and these bills, these women say, oh man, wait, I didn't sign up for this. I'm not trying to work. I need a man.
Every single fucking day.
Tech layoffs are in full swing right now, and it's an absolute bloodbath. I got let go in April of this year, and since then, my previous employer, has done 2 additional rounds of layoffs, which means that they let go about 70% of their staff since April. Absolutely insane.
Deeply empathize with the workers that were laid off from Amazon this week, because what do you mean one of the biggest companies on this planet that's had record-breaking year-over-year profit growth is also doing layoffs?
They taking our vests and making us hand over our vests, bro. I ain't gonna lie, this shit is crazy, man. This shit is crazy, man. Like,
the caption says, God, your people need you right now. Jeff Bezos fires 10,000 employees. Hey, y'all better get out there and grind. This is why a lot of people be having 2 and 3 jobs, because a lot of times these companies, they're not paying you the maximum amount. They're paying you just above minimum wage so you barely surviving. And then that's why they got you working overtime. Some people working 50, 60 hours a week just to make ends meet. It's crazy, man.
We really just getting walked out right now, bro. Like, I didn't think that the 10,000 people being.
Can someone explain to me how I have 4 degrees and still can't get a job? BA in communication, BA in Spanish, BFA in dance. Get ready for this one. Master's degree in freaking journalism.
What is that gonna do? Hey, all these universities is doing is piling more debt on you women. I'm surprised she didn't say I got a degree in underwater basket weaving. Like, these chicks, they get these little degrees, masters in journalism, she said. Like you're gonna be a manager or an employee at the nearest Starbucks. You're gonna be a Starbucks barista with those degrees.
Mind you, I've gotten laid off not once, not twice, but 3 times in the span of 2 years. So if you're feeling behind, just know you're not alone. Basically, we're all cooked.
I'm literally shaking. Like, being unemployed is the most treacherous thing ever. And then you jump on interviews and it's like so scary. But when they go well, oh my God.
I lost my job this week. I went onto Zoom to have my usual one-on-one with my manager When I hopped on, the first person I saw was head of HR. I work in a tech company, so most probably I was getting laid off. My role was made redundant, meaning that the company no longer needed my role or function in the organization.
18,000 people got laid off from Amazon today. I definitely get what you're feeling right now. And I just want you to remember that it wasn't about you. It was a strictly business decision.
The reason why you see all these women making these videos, right? The main reason is because they've tied their worth into these jobs. They think that these jobs care about them, that I'm going to show up, I'm going to do whatever I'm supposed to do, whatever. And these jobs will love me unconditionally. No, that's not a man. Your man will love you unconditionally. These jobs won't. They cut you like it ain't nothing. You got AI, you got robots. They don't need you no more. Hey, they don't need you in that little cubicle messing around. So they're going to get rid of you. They're going to get rid of more people. And a lot of these women, I'm telling you, I told you, winter is here. See, women, it's hard for them to recover because they're not really into the tech, to the trades, right? Men, we got plumbing, you could be an electrician, you can do construction, you can do a lot of different things. So we can subsidize, us being laid off. Women, on the other hand, they typically get laid off from jobs that are paper pushing jobs, cubicles, right? Social media stuff, like the chick said before, journalism degree, stuff that you can't really put into society that's gonna really yield a ROI, right? So this is why they're hurt and they're frustrated because like, why me? Because the jobs that's needed are not like you sitting in the cubicle or just messing around. You need to be a construction worker, get on that roof, get into plumbing. But these women don't want to do that.
We're human and we let insecurities get the best of us. And our thoughts immediately go to what could we have done differently? Is there something that I did? I thought I was like on the right track. It was strictly a business decision. And you have to remember that.
I have a bit of a life update for you all. Today will be my first day going full-time as an influencer and content creator. As much as I would love to say that this was a decision I came to fully on my own and not just because of circumstance, I really can't do that.
Now they're trying to be influencers, quote unquote. And a lot of times it's makeup or they get a BBL or something like that, or they talk about fashion. But this is how women try to subsidize their income. They get fired or laid off and they come to social media, TikTok, and they do makeup and try to build a following. But the thing is, TikTok not even paying that much out there. So these chicks, they're still going to struggle financially.
Because on Monday, the company that I was working for conducted layoffs and ultimately my role was eliminated. I had only been there for 3 months, which is definitely a bummer. I was just really getting into the swing of things and fully picking up like with clients and all of that. I felt like I was doing really well, but the decision wasn't based on anything that I was doing. It was because of budgetary reasons, as layoffs usually are.
I unexpectedly lost my job last week. I was pretty devastated.
Hey, I'm Lily. I was laid off from my tech job on January 8th. So it's been about an hour since I found out that I was laid off from Meta. I am part of the 11,000 employees that were laid off. I had a feeling, just because I'm on the recruiting, or was on the recruiting team, and that's where the biggest hits were taken.
So she was on a recruiting team, right? What are you recruiting? I mean, a lot of these companies like Meta or Facebook, they hire these people for what? What do they actually bring into the company? Everything's automated. So I'm serious. If you ever work for Meta or anything like that, like, what do you do? Like, do you go around flagging posts? Do you go around on Facebook or Meta saying, okay, this post is not appropriate, I'm going to ban this account or something? That's what I feel like they do. What do they actually do? So that's what I'm saying. These women, they need to either stay home, be a stay-at-home wife, or be a sister wife or something like that. Get on OnlyFans, do something that's going to put back into the economy. Because listen, they don't mind getting rid of you. These social media little jobs. That's why she's crying, because a lot of these women, like, their dream job is to be like an influencer or to work for Meta or social media. That's a lot of these chicks' dreams, because then you don't got to do nothing. Because remember, most of these women are social creatures. They're not trying to get their hands dirty. They're not trying to really get down and get to work. They want to sit back and, I don't know what they do at Meta. I don't know, but clearly nothing if you got to lay that many workers off.
Yesterday I was like, you know what, whatever happens, happens. And today when I read the email, I got so emotional. And I know that's normal. I think it's just like, this was literally like my dream job. And I was so proud of myself when I got it. And I'm still very proud of myself. It just... I guess it's just crazy because I never thought that I could work. I've worked for Microsoft and I've worked for Meta. So like, I think I'm okay when it comes to my resume. It's just a really bad time in the economy and I get that. But I just never thought that I could work for a company like this. So I hate that my dream job is no job, but this was in my mind that I made it moment, And so
Right. So this is how they equate their worth. They get either hired by TikTok or Meta or Facebook or X or Twitter or something along those lines. Or Instagram, they get hired by, and they like, oh, I made it. That's why look at her hand. She's just, man, I thought I made it. No, you didn't make it. Because remember, most women are social creatures. So them doing plumbing or roofing or electrician, that's not a dream job for them. They think that they're like socialites. That's what they think. So when I get hired by Meta or TikTok or something like that, oh man, I'm this cool person. I'm awesome. No, could somebody please tell me what they do? What do they do at these social media jobs?
So I know that the universe has wonderful things in store for me. And I've survived 100% of life up to this point. But I'm just feeling all of the feelings today.
So I just got laid off from my job at Meta. After laying off 13,000 people in November, they're doing another round, laying 10,000 people off, and unfortunately, I was one of them.
Y'all, in this last round of layoffs, Meta pulled a fast one, and I want y'all to understand what they're doing.
Guys, yesterday I got laid off by Microsoft, and today I'm in the aquarium. So, who actually got laid off?
28 years ago, I started in this building as a contractor. And I know a lot of you guys want story time as to the last video.
This guy, at least he worked 28 years. I think he has a Seattle Seahawks hat on, so probably from the Washington area. But, they getting rid of people. That's why you got to have multiple streams of income. Do not rely on these companies. Like always build a stream, always have this income, that income. Even on YouTube, have multiple channels, right? You always get, because you don't want to be, if you tie your worth into a company, they will get rid of you. Man, you feel like deleting yourself because you're like, man, I put so much into the company, right? But the company doesn't care about you. They care about their bottom line and their profit. And if downsizing you means it's going to help their bottom line, they'll do it. They don't care if you've been there for 50 years. They're going to can you. It's messed up, but it is what it is.
I don't want to leave. I like my job here. I'm going to miss my friends. I've said goodbye to everybody today. This is officially my last day at Microsoft. And, doing the old tour around to some buildings I used to work at and, saying goodbye to people. But this is where it started. This is where it's going to end.
So I just got laid off from Amazon. I was one of the 14,000 people who got an email at like 4 a.m. saying that your role has been eliminated. So honestly, what am I feeling right now? I'm kind of numb. I'm kind of in shock of just how it was handled.
It's almost July, and that means more layoffs in the tech space coming. Microsoft's going to lead the charge. Intel's going to drop about 20% of their workforce. Meta, Facebook, Amazon, all of them, they're all gearing up. And I got the full list coming, so stick around for this video, but it's not the time to be dropping your job without having a backup, especially in the tech space. Things are not going to get any better as companies try to trim down their staff, lower their overhead, cut cost, because they've doubled down so hard on AI research and AI innovation.
I just got laid off for basically the second time back to back. If you didn't know, I worked at Twitter.
So I got laid off from Amazon a couple days ago, and I wasn't planning on talking about it because, to be honest, it just feels kind of embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie.
This morning at 8 a.m., I got a last-minute meeting invite titled Business Update with my whole team, my manager, my manager's manager, and someone from HR. So I think we're all about to be laid off.
Yeah, unfortunately, we had some surprise news this morning. There was a bunch of layoffs at Microsoft, and a lot of people in Seattle, Bellevue area did get laid off with severance packages, including him. So we now have a big decision to make, whether we stay here in the US or go back to Australia. It all depends on where he can find another job.